the semifinals. We're talking Addict85 taking on Pryoxis, and they are switching who they were before. Addict85 going with Ryan Garcia,
Ooh.
Pryoxis going with Jorge Linares. So
Well,
that's
another
one of
another
the
key
most
point, but
interesting things there.
sorry I cut you off, but another
You're good.
key point from Ryan Garcia. We know that Pryoxis loves using Ryan Garcia, but
Yeah.
the highest seed, since Pryoxis is a number one seed, he gets either choice of boxer in weight class. So I guess he must have chosen weight class first, and then we went into boxer, and Addict 85 was able to choose Ryan Garcia first. So that could be a little bit of gamesmanship going to this contest there. But I had to get that point out so everybody knew.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's like, well, he likes using Ryan Garcia. I can use Ryan Garcia. I'll take him from him. And that's a good thing to do. That's a good strategy. If you believe that you can outplay your opponent while using the guy he likes, do it up, man. Not only are you gonna win here potentially, but you'll have that bragging right as well. Act 85.
Here we
Practice.
go, ladies and gentlemen. This is your first semifinals matchup. Pryoxis using Jorge Linares on the right side in the blue corner, while on the left side, Ryan Garcia is being used by Addict85. Winner will go into the finale, the finals of the tournament, while the loser will go into the third place matchup. But so far, it's funny for Addict85 while we were talking about Ryan Garcia. Addict85 beat Ryan Garcia, and now he's using Ryan Garcia. What kind of funny turnabout play? It has to be in the mindset of Addict 85 going to this contest against Pryoxis.
Yeah. A little weird if you had a choice between the two to not go with the guy you just won with. But I guess, again, like I said, take away your opponent's advantage. He got caught there beforehand with a straight shot from Linares. So I hope he doesn't regret not taking the guy he just won the last fight with. But they are both starting very slow here. We're seeing a lot more shots come from Pryoxis, and Attic 85 might just be warming up. Maybe it's big show nerves he's got, but I like it. I
Right.
like what we're seeing. Good left hand lands
Now,
clutch from Attic 85.
along with that, along with the 1 minute mark of the first round right here, Addict 85 is already warmed up, right? He already has the striking, he has the combinations. He's like fresh on the six, and he's like already warmed up, ready to go. Do you think that could be an advantage going into straight into a second matchup in this situation? Or do you want to be Pryoxis, who has time to rest, the time to check the tapes and see what his opponent does? Like, which way do you go with that whole situation?
I'm not so sure if Fry gets to rest. He's got kids, so I mean, he
True.
might he might not be actually resting. But regardless of that, overall, yeah, I would rather take a little bit of a mental break. That's me personally. Give me some time to do some deep breathing, meditate. Hey, I'm gonna win. Get some positive thoughts going through my brain before going into that next fight right away. Especially knowing that I'm facing the number one seed. But then again, there's confidence there from Addict 85. He already got a victory by decision against Pryoxis, so that's got to be going through both of their minds a little bit. And you would hope at least that Pryoxis is able to get over that.
Hey, I mean, he's a father. He knows what to do in pressure situations. So shout out to all the parents that know how to handle these type of high pressure situations, trying to take
Yeah,
abundance
being
of
a dad means
caution.
you can be the ESFL champion for
Hey,
sure.
hey, hey,
I
you never
agree.
know. He's
I
done
agree.
it in the UFC side. He could do it. He could be the first ever undisputed and UFC champion, the first ever person to do it. He's looking at history. But for Addict 85 to disrupt that kind of historic making, he has to be a little bit more patient. He needs to think of a boxer mindset. Going for these
Jacked up.
counters. He's trying to work with the distance a little bit, trying to work with these hooks, but the
Oh,
body shots from Pryoxis, and you see the
and
pressuring from Pryoxis. That has to be a little bit of a change from what we saw in the quarterfinals.
yeah, and I think the big reason for that is he's recognizing the foot movement, the footwork of Addict 85, and that's why he felt comfortable to start going forward and landing these body shots. But this is what he did up against K Better as well. And he's been on the body attacking crown throughout these fights. And again, he lands another one, but just lands a power jab and it snaps back the
Ooh.
head of Addict 85 there when Addict 85 is a little bit out of range. Nice job here from Pry.
Now it's gonna be what can Addict 85 do in these moments when he sees his opponent make a mistake. Can he fully capitalize? That's gonna be the main story of this whole contest. Because Pryoxis, he's barely gonna make any mistakes, right? He's not gonna whiff every single punch. He's not going to whiff like your usual player in Undisputed. He's going to be very precision heavy with his strikes. Just like there, combinations coming out. You need to make sure you can take every opportunity to capitalize on those punishment in those whiffs.
Yeah, I mean, giving Addict85 a little bit, 100. Yeah, giving Addict85 a little bit of a taste of his own medicine from the last fight he had with Loso, using that backstepping jab effectively. There was Pryoxis, and as you can see, this is what he does though. In UFC, he did this too. Pry is really good at defense and really good at making it so that you can't hit me in the body and ruin my stamina. That's one of the best things he does. And again, he landed to the body there with a lead left hand, did Pryoxis.
Yeah, but a good sidestep from Addict85, able to land a jab, but not able to fully follow, but nice follow-up from there, able to get the counter, but Pryoxis not being dissuaded at all, making sure that he stays at his opponent's face. When he sees him in the corner, he's putting on a little bit of pressure, saying, if you're just going to hit me in the body, I can block that. I can block anywhere you want to go. I've taken it from the UFC. I went to the Undisputed, and now I'm going to leash out these combinations because now I see an opening. When he gets into that comfortability, that's when he's very dangerous.
Well, that was a good counter shot there. We got to make note for Addict85 as he gets clobbered. Yeah, it's very back and forth here.
Yeah, and so far, with a little bit of change left before we reach the 1 minute mark of the third round here, we're going to see the CompuBox prediction scores. And you have to think, the way the judges have been scoring this whole tournament, Pryoxis has to be up, kind of. You have to think. The striking to the body.
I don't trust CompuBox.
You're ready to make a prediction. Get out of the limb. Take a bet on yourself. You can do it. Come on. Give me something.
I think that Pry definitely would be up a little bit in my book. Look at that jab right there. But when it comes down to CompuBot, and look at that nice lead hook there, land from Pryoxis. I don't know. CompuBot to me, when I saw Undisputed finest shot, it doesn't really matter what I'm seeing. And then, sometimes all that matters is the damage that's being landed. And that was a good uppercut that landed there from Addict85. And they are just going for broke here at the end of this round. Great job from both of them. And then this coming from Pryoxis, that movement right there, 99-97 Pry. And this has been the story from the first fight too. Just great health, stamina, management.
Yeah, and we'll have to see what the CompuBox prediction scores have it. And there you go. Pryoxis is up by 1 round. Someone just lost 3K coins. I shout to you, Uncle Talon. I saw you in the chat. Said that Addict85 was leading towards the end of the third round, but it seems that Pryoxis 2 rounds able to win the second and third round, while Addict85, whatever he did in the first round, he needs to ball it up and pour it all over to these next middle rounds right here.
Yes, he does. Shout out to the favorite uncle in the chat. And look at this. Look at these shots here. Nice jab there, lands from Pryoxis. He goes for it again. But I like that Addict85 is being patient here. He's not rushing, and he's just looking for a good opportunity. And both of them are really in this filling out process. But he lands his own counter jab there, Addict85 does, and he backs out of the pocket. Good stuff.
Yeah, and you see just the distance management. I know I talk about it like every single fight, but it's really something to say when you have that right perfect amount of distance, and you could just dip in, dip out, and find your wheelhouse with your fighter to get the strikes that you want. Because it's so many times where you see whiffs or you make one mistake and you're able to get punished so easily by Pryoxis or any other fighter. Because with those whiffs, now able to come in with a jab like that, that's perfect. Distance management is another key to this story right here. And Addict85 is doing such a well job with it, with 50 seconds left to go.
Yeah, he's definitely recognized with what CompuBot was showing, that he's not being effective and he wasn't doing damage, probably getting a lot of shots blocked. And now he's landed, I think, successfully about 3-4 counter shots. And look at that. He lands another hook. He gets a 2 jack hook miss there from Pryoxis. But you're looking at as you're talking about the distance management, and I would say Addict85 is doing a better job at the end of these exchanges. Nice 2 body hooks coming from Pryoxis there towards the end of this round. And again, a counter shot lands by Addict85 toward the end. Addict85, I think, had the better exchanges in that round.
Yeah, especially in that last couple of seconds, right? He went with a jab, gets the counter, then went to the body like boom, 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 and then went straight back up to the head to land those 4 punches to end the 4th round. But going to the 5th round right here, Pryoxis, will we see him turning it up? Actually, excuse me, the 6th round. And it's Addict85. He's looking forward. Oh, but gets hit with a vicious right hook to land it very flush. But going back, 85 is trying to answer back with some of his combinations of his own.
Body hook from Pry.
Yeah, Bailey upper hook. Doing such a nice job. Pryoxis leaning forward, but leaning back. Trying to do a little bit of Fat Joe impression. Trying to gauge his opponent into coming forward. But so far, again, the whips. I feel like Addict85 is seeing those whips and able to enter in maybe like a step forward, lunging forward to get that strike. But under 2 minutes, how are you looking at this round? Oh, wait, I bet we were looking at it in like a 360 camera or something.
I thought there was a flash knockout. Anyway, good luck to Lance from Addict. And Pryoxis is doing good. He's landing a lot of body shots here. I've been noticing that quite a bit. And what we're seeing now is another corrective jab there by Pryoxis saying, hey, you better keep your hands up. I'm coming for you. And I like what Addict85 is doing here a lot. He is using his footwork and the footwork of Ryan Garcia, landing jabs of his own here. Here comes the body work from Pry, but he gets countered there by a left hand from Ryan Garcia, Addict85.
Yeah, and so far, so good for both competitors. And it's not like one person is getting the better of the moments than the other. Both guys are exchanging. One has a moment. It's like a tennis match. You get a hit, and then you get a hit. Both guys are landing very successfully. But with combinations like that towards the body for Pryoxis, he is getting the benefit of the latest hit. But with 10 seconds, can Addict85 enter back with something nice? Nice, needs to land a hook, gets a nice counter for his troubles. But Pryoxis will end it with a little bit of a combination. Both guys hitting to the very end of the bell. But you see the stamina, the health, very much. The fact that he's in the 90s and now we're in the midway point, that is absolutely incredible.
It's epic. Dime la verdad, Kingsley. Tell me the truth. And now we're moving forward. Yeah, it's finished. I mean, I'm on, by the way, Pimsler, lesson 1, Spanish 20, or Spanish 1, lesson 20. I'm killing it, man. I'm going to be fluent in Spanish.
Let's get it.
Yeah, that's why we do it. But both of these Spanish heritage fighters that are inside of this octagon right now are throwing punches and bunches. Pryoxis landing some hooks, getting caught with some hooks of his own. I think Pry is doing a very good job at not getting caught chasing too much, and he's doing good to try to catch Addict85. We are in the 6th round here, Kingsley. So that was a great combination from Pry. He landed a jab straight and a lead left hand hook there on Addict85.
And one other thing that we're seeing from Pryoxis is just like, it's not like the double jab that you usually see. You see a jab, takes a moment, gets another jab to gauge his distance, then he goes in for the combinations. That's something that needs to be looked out for from Addict85. While Addict85 on his side, moving around, using his footwork as much as possible, trying to get that one situation, try to work the bite, go back out, but a vicious straight from Pryoxis will change everything. And now he's more into the corner, and Pryoxis is obliging with some of his strikes. The center of the ring, so far the footwork has been a little bit lacking in this round. I thought that footwork would be carried in from the last round, but so far Addict85 answering back with a jab. He needs to do a little bit more.
Yeah, I would like to see the same thing that you saw from Pryoxis there with the hesitation on the jabs come from Addict85 as well. But a lot of what he's doing here is he's stepping into his jabs, which is fine, you can, but also start to plant your feet and plant your right hand a bit. Have some confidence that that's going to land when you're standing still, you know, plant and throw like that. But I say that, but then he just got completely smacked up by doing such a thing. And we're at the end of the 6th round. I'm very curious to see what CompuBot thinks here. I would have given about 1 round to Addict85 within, I think it was the 5th round. And look at that.
Hey, as you say, CompuBot's predictions is a whole different type of being. As all tied up at the end of 6th round, going to the 7th. So Addict85 doing his work, able to win the last 2 rounds with his ability, with his striking. Pryoxis seeing that score, still seeing even kills, still seeing with his game plan. But now you got 6 more rounds to play with. Now you need to put the pedal to the metal and make sure you solidify those rounds. And with hooks like that, with jabs like that, he is looking to be on his way.
Yeah, he is. You just got to keep up that pace. He's just got to keep up that pace.
Yeah,
Nice
keep
right
on the
hand.
pace with under 2 minutes to go. And again, the straights working so well for Pryoxis. While Addict85, he's still entering the bell. He says, ring a ding ding, let's get into this bathtub and just splash around with these punches and make sure, hey, listen, we're going references. It's a whole freaking tournament and we're going to the semifinals where I'm bringing all the things out. So far, Pryoxis is going in. He is fighting with the body shots. It's working really well. And Addict85, we're getting to the outside with 1 minute left, trying to answer with a little bit of a problem, not really fully getting it to the full of his extent right there, Omni.
I can't get over the bathtub reference.
Yeah,
There.
hey, listen, I'm gonna bring the showers in, and you're gonna be really flabbergasted with how it gets weirder. It's gonna get weirder. We're only here for 5 hours.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're just trying to keep them clean. So where? I can't see.
You want me to take over? I'll take over.
Go ahead. That's too
okay.
funny.
10 seconds left into the round 7, our first matchup of the semifinals. And already we're seeing the strikes coming in from Pryoxis, using a lot more of his stamina. But Addict85 trying to go back, answering back for a little bit of his own hooks. And now it's interesting to see health-wise 89 with the stamina. Actually, excuse me, stamina is 89, health is 92. It's the red bar. We're going into this 8th round right here. Let's see how Addict85 can come back against Pryoxis, because who knows who won that round. It's very close. We might see a draw. Will we absolutely go back into an immediate rematch? We'll have to find out, but so far, so good for both of these competitors.
I do like that Addict85 has adjusted many times to what Pryoxis is doing. And he's doing that like this. Look at that. He planted his feet, started landing some shots. He landed a body uppercut that landed successfully against Pryoxis. And Pry is starting to, he's pushing forward. He's trying to land some shots, but I think a lot of them are getting blocked here. But he just got caught with 2 jabs there. Look at that. He lands a left hand of his own, and he lands a rear body hook to the body, and it lands. Yeah. Look at that. Another lead hook to the head.
Yeah, and amazing hooks. What I'm seeing from Pryoxis, when he sees him in the corner, he wants to do some damage. He's seen when he's on the ropes, he wants to target more towards the body. And with a left hook right there, just clean. Using the stamina as much as he possibly can while not overexerting himself. While Addict85, just the constant movement, the constant kinetic energy that he has with his punches are working well for him. And with 1 minute left, who could put like a big pinpoint and just secure this round? That's going to be the big case going to these next couple rounds, because Cubby Bucks is going to go in round 10. And with 2 more rounds to play with, these hooks, these straights are all going to add up into something.
Pry's landing these hooks consecutively, and he's doing a good job at it. I think that was the Casper punch that landed there from Addict85 to the body, the straight. 3 jab attempts to the body in a row.
Yeah, with 10 seconds left, now Casper punch to be seen with those vicious combinations. But Addict85 standing on the platform, trying to swing as much as he possibly can, and it will go to the end of Pryoxis, able to get some shots of his own. A little left swelling, just like a smidge of that bar being implemented. He needs to watch out for the left side, because the hooks could come out from Addict85. But going into the 9th round here, only 3 more rounds after this. You need to
know what Addict is in it. What's his addiction?
His addiction is winning. His addiction is bringing his opponent down and getting that title. He needs it. He needs to start clawing his way to get the victory. If there's any addiction for it, it's destroying that block gauge right now, because Pryoxis, even though it's good for it, he needs to be very careful of using too much of his block.
Yeah, especially if it's going to get broken down. And I think Pry is finding his range a little bit more. Look at that. Lead body hook lands flush. We are in the 9th round. Next round, we're going to see what CompuBox thinks. And look at that uppercut. Landed right through the block of Pryoxis from Addict85. The man with the addiction to winning. And Pry is now, he's like, let's go. Let's bring it. I'm going to taunt you with this blocking. Goes.
Yeah, but one other thing is, like, when we're seeing Pryoxis go a little bit forward, we see Addict do such a nice job of just handling the pressure a little bit, because he steps back, hits a jab, and just moves back a little bit. he's not scared of the full-on force pressure that we're seeing for Pryoxis.
No, he's not. This man's got no fear. Here comes another jab. Jab lands flush. Another jab attempt. This is good. This is what you need. I like that, man. You got to find your range and keep your opponent back. And I like what Addict85 is doing. He's engaging with that jab first. And if I'm Pry, I'm looking to, because he's been doing it a lot, do something like that, right? Go and lean my head and try to catch him with a hook. Oh, wow.
Three straight body straights, body jabs, excuse me, to close that little bit of sequence. But going towards the end of this 9th round, if you had to make a prediction for the Copybox predictions, do you think Pryoxis is up, or do you think Addict has closed the gap and maybe taken a late round or two?
I think that Addict85 may have taken the rounds. I think he may have. That's very close.
Oh boy, 86-85 in favor of Addict85 as we see him win the last round, and Pryoxis got the round before that. But now, with 3 rounds to go, this one being the current one of the 3, can Pryoxis even it all up to make the last 2 rounds the most consequential rounds we see? Because the winner, mind you, goes into the finale of the tournament. That is a best of 3. The loser will go into 3rd place matchup to at least get some money to be in the money round.
Oh.
But right now, Pryoxis is able to answer with some counters of his own, while Addict85 still uses the range, still uses the mobility, using the jabs to get some distance from his opponent. But when he wants to go in, taking the bite as well.
I like this little bit of slower pace.
Pryoxis getting a little bit close, working the body, but not overly just landing 3 or 4 combinations, but more so waiting for Addict85 to just respond, to react. It seems like both guys really want to be a counter puncher in this situation, but knowing that the scorecards are being so close, do you want to try to use the counter punching tactic, or do you want to try to force the pressure a little bit?
I mean, if I'm the guy that's down, I want to do more of that. But if I'm the guy that's down, I want to go forward and start to get that reaction out of my opponent. I need to land some powerful shots, but I also, accuracy wins fights. I don't always have to go forward at all. And if I'm the guy that's up, I'm gonna be backing up just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but mind you, Pryoxis, he can't take a step back. He is down 1 round going to these next 2 rounds. So if he wins this round, it's all tied up. But Addict85 has to be feeling good about his strategy, knowing that if it's going to be a boxing style with a vicious right hook like that, he will be in the money, at least guaranteed at least $25 for 2nd place if he's able to make the finals. But right now, Pryoxis, 11th round, danger rounds, championship rounds, finale rounds. Can Addict85 keep up the consistency of his game plan, or will Pryoxis close the door and be the #1 seed to make it to the finale?
That is the question that everybody is asking inside of themselves. They may not be saying it in the chat, I don't know, but they may be questioning this. And at the end of the day, right, this is a boxing game, and this is just for everybody to have fun. But I really want to thank everybody that's here watching us as we're in this 11th round and supporting the ESFL. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have viewers. It would be really awkward to do this without viewers. And to have Pry and have Addict85 be here and do this, and all the competitors, thank you guys so very much. We look forward to finishing this out and the next season. So going forward here, in jabs, great. Go ahead, take over.
No, it's totally fine. We're halfway mark of the 11th round. Both guys are feeling very thankful, but I don't think they're feeling very thankful in the moment. They're just focusing at the task at hand, right?
They want that belt.
They want that belt. They have illustrious belt that looks so amazing. But so far, Addict85 using those jabs, trying to play outside of the corner a little bit, but Pryoxis taking more of the center range, trying to work the body, trying to land a left hook, but not really land, and just takes a huge whip, takes a chunk of the stamina right there. And Omni, if you're Addict85, that's what you want to see from Pryoxis. You want to see him whip.
Yes, you definitely want to see him whip, and you want to make sure that the reason he's whipping is because you're not there, right? Obviously, I think one thing to make note of here and what we're watching is that Addict85 is striking off of turning. Like there, he just did it again. He turns the camera by rotating to the left or the right, and then he starts to strike when Pry's trying to match up his footwork together. And we are coming toward the final round here. 87 damage, 77 stamina. But does that mean, is that indicative of the performance that the judges are seeing? I don't know. We're going to have to see going forward in this final round. Number 1 versus number 4. Let's go.
As you said, again, Addict85, the number 4 seed, using Ryan Garcia on the left side. Pryoxis, the number 1 seed, number 1 in the regular season, in the blue, using Jorge, trying to find his way into the finale, into the finals of the best of 3. Will he be able to have the opportunity in the ESFL Undisputed Grand Finale Tournament? I'm your host and commentator, Kingsley, alongside Miss Ruthless on me. If you just joined us, you're in a bit of a banger, because this final round, you see Pryoxis trying to move forward a little bit. Addict85 still uses the movement, still uses the jabs to gauge the distance a little bit, to see what avenue could be right. Could it be a hook? Could it be an uppercut? Could it be a body shot that he is not having his opponent look out for? We'll have to see. Trying to get a little bit closer to Rosa. You see Pryoxis moving a little bit, inch by inch forward.
Yeah, a lot of these shots are getting blocked right now on both sides. That was a straight shot that landed from Pryoxis. I like what Addict85 is doing here. He's forcing the width just like that because he keeps circling, and when Pry thinks he's going to stay still, I think Pryoxis at this point, like that's what he needs. Put your pressure forward. Make that man stop. Get close to him, chest to chest, and start firing off to the body and to the head. You can put something together if you put combinations on this fella. And right now, Addict85 looks like he's coasting toward a potential decision victory as we get toward the last and final 30 seconds here in the fight.
As you said, 30 seconds to go. Addict85, will he need to put on a little bit more pressure, a little bit more damage onto his opponent? That's a good start, but Pryoxis trying to go back, trying to go for a power left hook, not really fully landing. 10 seconds before we go to the judges' scorecards. They're going to try to end it at the center of the ring. Who is going to go into the finals? We will find out in a matter of seconds. Who takes the victory? And it's a draw. Of course, it will be a draw. So you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. They have to run it all back. But not right now, because, man. So, oh my God, a majority decision. One judge had it 115 to 113 in favor of Pryoxis. And look at the health. Look at the stamina of Addict85. He used everything, and he still managed to get a draw right there.
Yeah, Pry beat the absolute hell out of him. I mean, 34% with the body shots, 34 high. His blocking is 252. And I mean,